Hi, I'm Terrinique Pennerman, founder of the best-selling naturally curly hair care brand Kurlee Belle and host of the Terrinique Show, a show where we talk about hair, a woman's crowning glory. I'm so happy that you've allowed us to be a part of your hair care journey, and I hope that you enjoy the show. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Terrinique Show. I'm so happy that you guys have decided to join us for yet another episode. On today's episode, we're gonna have a little continuation, from the previous episode about braids and like what you did not know or what they don't tell you about box braids. And today we're gonna talk about what to do if you have an allergic reaction to box braids or cornrows or the synthetic hair that is used to braid your box braids or your cornrows. So as I mentioned previously, I noticed that my neck and my arms started to have like an itchy rash, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, when I went to the gym, I would wear my braids in a ponytail, and I haven't worn braids in about a year, but I've worn braids all my life, and never have I had an allergic reaction to synthetic hair. I mean, and it just, shows how the body changes. So, as you get older, your body becomes a bit more sensitive to things that it may not have been sensitive to in the past. So I'm like, what is going on with my neck? And I realized that when I would work out and sweat, the hair just sat right on my neck. And the mixture of the chemicals with the synthetic hair and also my sweat caused that, right? But I'm like, why are my arms breaking out? Because I'm not sweating at night when I'm sleeping. I do, sleep on my arms sometime, but I'm like, this is weird that this is happening. Something, it has to be connected to the braids, because that's the only thing that I really did differently. Well, I also stopped using lotion, but that's different. So instead of using lotion, I'm using coconut oil, because we know that a lot of lotions have parabens in it, and parabens are known to cause breast cancer. So just take a look at your favorite lotion that you're using, and if it has parabens in it, I would encourage you to not use them. Here at Kurlee Belle, we don't have parabens in any of our products. So our products are paraben free, sulfate free, cruelty free. I mean, we are platelet free. We are free. We just what do you think about Kurlee? I just think about free. We don't put any of that crazy stuff in our products. So anyway, so I talked to my sister, who is a nurse. When I have any issues, I'm just like, Tasha, she's my youngest sister. I'm like, Tasha, I'm breaking out. What's happening? What do I do? So she was telling me that her mom, so my stepmom, had a similar issue where when she wore braids that her skin broke out. So I just started to dive a little deeper into, what is really happening. So it depends on the braid that you're using, the hair braid. I use expressions. There are a ton of different, options that you can use, but some of these hair, they are treated with chemicals because it's synthetic, right? So it's synthetic hair, it's not real hair. There is an option to buy natural hair to braid your hair. And I think there are chemical-free hair, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, it depends on the brand that you're using. So my sister recommended that I use hydrocortisone cream on the areas, that are affected with, from the contact dermatitis, right? So what hydrocortisone cream does is it's a medicated lotion, ointment, or solution that treats eczema and other skin conditions that cause swelling, redness, itching, rashes, hives. It's a type of topical steroid that works by decreasing inflammation in the skin. And I did do that. So I used the hydrocortisone cream last night, and I did notice a significant difference in my neck and on my arms. She also recommended that I use something that had an antihistamine in it, like Claritin. So Claritin basically, contains antihistamine, and what that does, they are medications often used to relieve symptoms of allergic reactions or allergies such as hay fever, hives, conjunctivitis, and reactions to insect bites or stings. And what's interesting with, this rash that came from the synthetic braiding hair is I was like, did I get bite with an insect or something? Because it looked like that. So it caused this allergic reaction that looked like an insect bite or, sting. So what you would do with and I'm not a doctor, so do not quote me, go to your dermatologist before you do any of this or consult with your doctor, because I cannot be held responsible. Disclaimer, okay? I'm just telling you what I did and what worked for me. And then I consulted my sister, who is a nurse, right? What I found that if you do a patch test with the hair that you're gonna put in, then you'll know if your skin is going to break out. So what you wanna do is, before you go and buy your bundles of braided hair, you buy one hair, so one set of hair, and you would cut off a piece of that hair. Make sure that the area of the skin that you're gonna place it on is completely clean, so no lotion, no nothing. Wash it with soap and water. Put a piece of the hair on your skin, and then you wanna tape the hair down with a Band-Aid. You leave that on for 24 hours, and after you take it off, you'll notice if the skin has a rash or irritation, then you will experience an allergic reaction to that hair. If not, then you're good to go. Why this is important, and it sounds like a lot, because anyone who's had box braids before, you know that you sit there for 8 hours or less, or sometimes more, depending on the length and the size of the braids, to get your hair braided. You do not want to go through that long process of getting your hair braided only to find out that you have an allergic reaction to the braids and you have to take them out, right? So save your time and, just save your effort and do a patch test with a piece of the hair that you want to use, and, put a Band-Aid on, leave it for 24 hours and see if you get an allergic reaction. If you do, then you can't use that one and you can try another brand. Do a patch test with that brand, and then, just do your trial and error. Another thing with braids they are expensive. So they're like $100, $200, $300. So you don't wanna spend the money and the time getting your hair braided only to have to take it out because you have a bad reaction. So my advice, if you have a bad reaction, take out the braids, which I have not done yet. Because I have so many things to do that I'm like, I cannot take them out right now because it took 8 hours to put them in. It's gonna take about that time to take them out. And I don't have that time right now. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it up in a ponytail off of my skin. And I'm gonna wear it like this until I can take it out. But in the meantime, what you can do if you have experienced an allergic reaction, hydrocortisone cream, and take an antihistamine. Yeah, histamine, that's how you say it. An antihistamine to get rid of the allergic, the reaction, the rash or whatnot. But the best thing to do the preventative thing to do before you get braids is to do a patch test, and then you'll be able to tell if you are gonna, experience an allergic reaction from the braids. A lot of us like to wear our hair down. The braids look very good down. So it's like, it doesn't make sense getting them if you gotta wear it up all the time, right? So do the patch test, save yourself some time, but if you've already experienced an allergic reaction, go to your dermatologist or your doctor and ask them what you need to take to get rid of, the rash or whatever that's on your skin. Again, disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I did and what worked for me. And I hope that it will be helpful to you. Have